Talked about despair earlier in the week, and now we got another study, or rather another article here. I don't know how much actual research is there. Hey, I see the word research that's there, so maybe it's going to be backed up scientifically. If you languish in depression and negativity, your symptoms, your illness is going to get worse. Imagine that. The mental manifestation of problems exacerbates the physical reality. Most people are probably familiar with the placebo effect, but may not be aware of its popular cousin and opposite, the nocebo effect. Got that? Ugh. According to the latest research, this mysterious phenomenon is perhaps more prevalent than many people realize, and even medical professionals. Let's define them both. All right, the placebo effect occurs when someone is receiving either medication or having a medical procedure and experiences positive results, even though the treatment or medication is inert. All right. Yeah, take a salt tablet, you'll feel better. An example is usually a clinical trial studying the effects of a new drug. There's usually a control group of participants given a placebo, often a sugar pill. A sugar pill, not a salt tablet. All right. They'll look identical to the actual drug, but contains no active ingredients. Yeah, we talked about the placebo effect much earlier in this channel's life cycle, but it's powerful. Like 20% of people that are in these trials get some sort of benefit, even if it's just through their own neurological power. So that's the placebo effect. What about the nocebo effect? This is interesting. Is this like an actual thing, or are they just making up a buzz term? The nocebo effect is when a patient experiences negative effects, symptoms, or side effects such as medication or treatment, even though the drug of treatment was inert or contained no active ingredients. So here's another example. A patient is told she needs medication for her diabetes and comes to an injection. Oh, and it comes as an injection. Sorry. The doctor reads her the possible side effects, which include headaches, nausea, and stomach pain. The patient decides to proceed with the injection and afterwards reports feeling all the listed side effects when the injection she received was just water. I hope that nobody is running a experiment where they're giving you water to inject in your body. Unethical, because that'll kill you. The negative side effects demonstrate the nocebo effect. The words nocebo come from the Latin nocere, meaning to harm. Oh, it's an actual term. Cool. By contrast, the word placebo, from the Latin term placer, means to please. Oh, okay, cool. That's weird. So what causes the nocebo effect? All right, the nocebo effect seems to be more common in women than men. Huh, yeah. The segment of the population that experiences and manifests negative emotions more frequently, whose general demeanor is run on that of a solipsistic worldview? You don't say. People with anxiety and depression seem to be more susceptible to the nocebo effect. Yeah, that's what happens when you consistently just surround yourself with negativity all the time. Everything is out to hurt you at all times. Those with aggressive, competitive, or hostile personalities tend to experience the nocebo effect more than other personality types. Oh, this is holding me back. This is just, everybody's out to get me, and I'm just going to go ahead. I'm going to show them. People who probably also experience an external locus of control. People who are externally motivated in order to prove the haters wrong. Ugh. Pessimistic people. Oh, what you already said women, so what's the point? Seem to experience a nocebo effect more than those that are more positive. Nature of the physician-patient relationship and the way the medication or treatment is presented is a factor. Nocebo effects are influenced by the patient's perception and the context in which medication or treatment is given. So a 2012 study of the nocebo effect, researchers from the Technical University of Munich in Germany, so you know it's good, comes from the land of chocolate, conducted one of the most thorough reviews of the nocebo phenomenon at the time. Researchers took 31 empirical studies involving the nocebo effect and examined their biological mechanisms and the problem they caused for doctors and researchers in clinical practice. They concluded that, although puzzlingly, the nocebo effect was surprisingly common and something that should be taken into consideration by medical professionals in their daily practice. That's interesting. One study, 50 participants. That's not exactly the biggest study in the world. Suffering from chronic back pain were given a flexibility test. Half of the subjects were told that they might experience some pain beforehand, and the other half weren't. Afterward, the first group reported significantly more pain than the group that was kept in the dark, despite doing the exact same test. Huh, That makes sense. Another study, researchers noted that individuals who attempted to commit suicide, oh wonderful, by swallowing 26 pills, although the pills were only a placebo. All right, what was this? Was this case study performed in Nuremberg? Ah, damn, I was going to say Auschwitz. Oh well, whatever. Pretend I said the funny thing. Although the pills were only a placebo and unable to harm him, even in such high doses, the patient experienced dangerously low blood pressure and needed fluid injections to be stabilized. Whoa, his physiological reactions were based solely on his belief that he had taken a deadly dose of medication. Interestingly, after the patient was told that the medication was only sugar pills, his symptoms quickly disappeared. Whoa, that's wild. One way medical personnel can counteract the nocebo effect is by being mindful of how they talk to their patients and the way they describe the procedures. Yeah, kind of like a commercial that's out there. Oh, take a look at our wonderful new drug, except for our litany of side effects that we'll just read in a nice dull voice towards the end of the commercial, where there's just bright shining skies and happy people, you know, just older folks pushing their grandkids on a swing set or something like that, while they're telling you that internal bleeding and brain hemorrhage is highly likely if you take our new drug. But it's all wonderful and fantastic, right? Don't start up front with that stuff. Don't begin, hi, this is our brand new drug, Nocebo. It'll kill you if you eat too many of those pills, but hey, no, it's great because it'll make your toenails grow longer. Wow. An article from the Johns Hopkins Medicine states that doctors in training spend just 12% of their time interacting with patients directly. Yeah, that's why a lot of doctors have really terrible bedside manner, but that's all right. Perhaps more time spent with patients and more time in medical school spent on learning anything productive instead of just ridiculous ethics classes. How to communicate with patients effectively could help counteract nocebo effects, but we didn't exactly get, percentages or anything like that. How often does this phenomenon occur? Seems the healing process may be more complex than we realize. Studies of the nocebo effect and its counterpart, the placebo effect, that means positive to please. It comes from Latin. Where did you learn that before? Suggests that there are other things at play that we don't fully understand. Yeah, that whole blood pressure thing is wild. An individual's belief, expectations, the environment, the medical personnel they interact with, as well as their demeanor and the way they inform, and the way they get the information is presented, all seem to play a role. Yeah, that's very interesting. And I knew nothing, absolutely nothing about the nocebo effect. And hey, guess what? At least I'm a little bit more well-informed this time around. So with all of that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I should follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.